Hi everyone, welcome back to Through Alchemy. So today's reading is going to be about what is next in your love life, what is about to come, what are you attracting, what can you expect next. So this could be whether you're single, you're committed, whether you're in a no contact situation or you have a complicated situation. So for today's reading, we have four piles. The first pile is chaos. The second pile is Neptune. The third pile is Virgin's Milk. And the fourth pile is Glass. Pause if you need a little longer, pick the one which calls your name the most. And I'm going to begin with pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the card of Chaos, this is going to be your reading. So this is the energy of an alchemical process that has been taking place in your life, specifically pertaining to your love life, how you feel about love, how you feel about yourself, basically, because you are love, so you attract love in the same manner. I'm going to take a pre-shuffle card. We have Taurus, so Hierophant. This is like, I get the energy of calling in a soulmate, or because this is also, Taurus is ruled by planet Venus, which is also about self-worth. I heard the word greed. This is eye for beauty, luxury, something that is spiritually very fulfilling. So this can mean two things, but very, very related to each other, that you're attracting someone that will really fulfill you. But this also means that you have learned how to love yourself, which means that I'm getting something will happen before this year ends. So this could be that you're meeting that person or you're having a breakthrough. For majority of you, this is like you're very close to this breakthrough, because the chaos card is like it's raining before the rainbow comes out, and for the rainbow it has to rain. So this is all the struggle that you've been through is pretty close by. It's going to conclude, it's going to end, and it's going to bring in somebody that really, really elevates you in life. This is going to be a clear picture of the way you feel about yourself. So it doesn't matter what your past has been like. This situation, you aligned with this pile, it means that all that struggle that you've been through is going to pay off. Something that was difficult, either you have an existing person in your mind, but for me, this sounds like you're pretty single. I'm going to see if I do get an understanding whether this is someone that you were already related with, but Spirit tells me that most of you are pretty single. So it feels like mostly a new person. The most I can say, it could be someone that you didn't even get to explore this connection with. But by textbook definition, you've been single. You have not been involved or situationship. This is not textbook definition. You've been single. Earth again. So this is a very, very grounding experience you're going to have. Wow, we have abundance as well. with all the greens, this is a struggle that finally comes to an end. This is like my burdens are taken away, or if there was all this feeling, there was all this while there was this feeling within you that you feel pretty alone, and you kind of feel like you want to physically be around another person. It was just something within you was ready. It's like a biological clock, not in terms of fertility. It could be possible if you've been wanting to have a child, but there were feelings of birthing something new. There were feelings, there could have been a lot of pain in your stomach, womb area, clearing out rejection wounds, working on that. Earth is again Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. With the abundance card, if you can see the amount of greens that we have, it really talks about something that comes out of thin air into your life. You're not expecting. I mean, obviously you're getting kind of a spoiler right now, but this reading's purpose is more for you to understand what is happening. You connect with the pile energetically, you understand something about yourself, you understand where you're at in life. It's not a 100% written thing that this is exactly what's going to happen, she's saying that, but it's like something along the lines of what I'm describing takes place. But we cannot ignore the fact that there is Taurus, then there is Earth. This is 14 reduces to 5. So a lot of change has already been taking place in your life. I'm going to take another pre-shuffle card. Oh, very nice. Grand Trine Blessings. This is 46 reduces to 10. This is Temperance. So you have worked on yourself little by little by little. It has got you till this point. So take this reading more as it being signatory of the fact that your hard work is paying off the way, because I started off by saying you attract the love that you're feeling for yourself, right? So you're feeling more grounded, you're feeling maturer than you used to be. Your type has changed is something that I am picking up. And with the Temperance, this says lacks value and appreciation, relationship improved. So all this while you were kind of just looking for contentment outside of you, and you've been working on that, which means that now it's blessings time. This is like everything you've been working upon, um, specifically in terms of the love that you think you deserve and the type of person you would like in your life. That is what I see over here coming in. They're talking about the abundance card. It's like this is a lot more than you expected, because this is not something that you were exactly mapping out. I feel like you were just looking for something that's peaceful, somebody that takes care of you, you take care of them. You just wanted a real relationship. You've been waiting for it, doing the work, going through karmic lessons, healing inner child wounds. You opened a Pandora's box, which was never ending. So it's not that you had to be perfectly healed, but you definitely had to remove your barriers when it came to love. So that being the scary thing over here, love and letting love in and not self-rejecting love and feeling like I'm not good enough. All these things have added up till this point where now what comes in next is a real relationship, is a real partnership for you, is someone that you can really depend upon. The Taurus, it's like depends on what gender you are. It's like you're attracting the opposite energy in its purest form. If you're feminine, you're attracting a masculine person, not the ones you've experienced in your past. If you're masculine, you're attracting feminine women, not the ones you've experienced in the past. This is new, this is abundant, which means it's free flowing. The love is not blocked by insecurities or self rejection. You've opened that door for yourself. So it was not just a Pandora's box for the wrong things, it also opened your door towards blessings. Um, Let me see what is this process you're going through. Memento mori, this is life, presence, depth. The meaning is in the middle. So for me, this sounds like an imposter syndrome. It's not exactly an imposter syndrome, but it's like, to describe that energy, I feel like you were someone that used to kind of like alter yourself according to how you thought that the other person would kind of like want you. And you had to go through these cycles that taught you that you don't have to diminish yourself or make yourself into somebody else according to what you think the other person would find easier for you to be loved by them. It's like you've become concrete in who you are. So there's self acceptance. This is very important for someone who wants to be loved exactly the way they are. So I feel like the paradox over here was that you wanted to be loved for who you are, but you had a fear of intimacy because maybe growing up you were told this is how you should be and this is how you're going to be accepted and this is how you should be. So it's like all these years were just ways in which you learned how to unpeel that mask, and now you're attracting someone that's as grounded as you have a lot of earthy energy at this point. You're looking for something real. You're ready for the challenges. Basically, you're not immature. That's the word that I keep getting. You're not immature, you're not insecure. Two sides of a coin. You're ready for this experience. You're yoked. You've birthed this into reality. This is what you asked for, and this is coming um, in your physical reality. You manifested this because not only did you just dream for it, but you've done the work. So I'm gonna ask Spirit, who are you manifesting? What is this person like? Because it seems like the sensible follow up. Also, I'm hearing this person's possible physical looks. This person could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They want you to, I just heard they want you to keep an open mind, because if there's somebody still around in your energy, this may not be that same person and it ends up making you a little bit disappointing. Maybe, a little bit of your heart was invested or is still invested, but they want you to keep an open mind, because I feel like, when this person comes around, you're gonna forget the past one if it's not the past one, because there's again a certain level of ambiguity to this situation where I cannot pinpoint if it's a past person, but by textbook you've been single. So this means that you can definitely move on. We have Tower, um Scorpio, and that's what I said, a water baby. Or it could be that they're very sentimental, they're very expressive, they have no shame in vulnerability. This is exactly what you were looking for, right? Someone that is good with commitment. They want to commit to something, and that takes maturity. So this is a very free flowing energy, like going with the flow, and this is your energy as well. Like, you can't possibly manifest something you're not. So you're matching this frequency with the water and the earth. This is a pretty good combination. It means that not only are we allowing our emotions to guide us, our heart to guide us and tell us where we want to go and what type of a life we want to lead, but this is very inclusive of the reality over here. This is like, we're not skipping the practical aspects, we're grounding this. So it gives you potential to figure out how well you get along. Can we settle down or get married? This is like a serious relationship that you're calling in, someone that it's not boring. That's what I'm picking up. It's not boring. It's fun to be around them. Like you don't want to just compromise, right? So this is someone that is like a soulmate, is what I keep picking up. Like this is the energy or someone that you enjoy having around. Three of Wands. So near future, I'm telling you, this is near future. Um, Hero Swords in reverse. I was about to say something and it just skipped my mind and now it's just bugging me. What was I about to say? It was probably about the assurity of the relationship for of yes, I was about to say that you worked hard on letting go of your past, which means you are also you can't have this free flowing water energy if you are still stuck upon your past. You haven't released the past. It means that you're pretty defensive, you're not over what has happened, right? So this is the energy of someone and you. It's very important that I remind you that this is happening because of who you are, and that does deserve it means that you deserve to applaud yourself. It means that you deserve to be happy for yourself. It means that you deserve to be proud of yourself. I wonder if you don't give enough credit to yourself. That's how I feel with the Four of Wands. This almost came in reverse, but I felt guided to put it upright. Eight of Swords in the reverse really tells me that maybe in the past you were also someone that was like, I'm not sure if I want to date them. Like, I really like them, I love them, but I'm not sure if I can be in a commitment. So it's like all this while you were definitely working upon, because the Grand Trine blessing, this says little by little. Slowly by slowly, this has added up to something. All this effort was not in vain. So they want you to really recognize where you've reached. This is not about the other person. Pile number one, I really want you to see how much hard work you've done. Like I'm hearing that song started from the bottom, now you're here. It's like you started from some level where there was a broken foundation or it was just a lot of things within you. If you just look at this image, this is not the generic tarot card. This is depicted in a manner where a foundation or a building is broken from the inside. And if you look at this, it's got 3 wands, 4 wands. This one seems like tangled, right? The crows are tangled. And then eight of swords in reverse shows me that you untangled yourself. 8 of swords, generic meaning by the book textbook definition. And then 4 of wands is like we've created a foundation for ourselves. So what's next in love is also that you come out of this phase glorious, victorious. You've succeeded. The victory is yours, because 4 of wands is not just about another person. Of course it is, but there's more emphasis on spirit wanting you to really recognize what a great job you've done. Like there must have been times when you were thinking, when will this journey end and when will I have to stop working so hard to receive love? All of this work was not in vain. It was done so that you could just remove the barriers you have to love. So I'm picking up on possible scenarios if I can place them on how you meet this person. Okay, let's see. Spirit is giving me all of these follow-up questions, so they must have an answer for it, right? We have the World in reverse. This gives me somewhere that you usually go. This is not a new place. The first thought that I had was a gym, or where you work out, or it could be like a nearby cafe or the market that you go to, or for somebody, I'm hearing that now that you know about this, you're going to start putting in more effort in the way that you dress, because you never know when you bump into this person. And again, they're like, you don't have to worry about that. Like, they're gonna like you for exactly who you are, and they're gonna love your basic natural look. For somebody over here, this person reads a lot. You might find this person reading a book, or they might find you when you're reading a book. I see somebody wearing pretty thick black frames, glasses, a very chic look I see on a woman. Um, Ten of Pentacles. Or you meet them at a house party, or you meet them at a friend's place. It's like when two people are ready to meet and the universe knows it's time to align them, you'll just seamlessly, you know, end up meeting them. You won't even figure out what happened, you wouldn't expect it. Ace of Swords. And whoever the masculine energy would be willing to pursue. They would not be so insecure. They would take that, they would jump the gun, and they would take the opportunity. They would talk to you. This could also be someone that has been observing you. You are not aware of them so much. um they would find you to be very beautiful if you're especially a woman, and they would be like, I've got to have that. um they would be like, they would really, like, I feel this feeling like they would be mesmerized, and they would literally take a bit to kind of absorb you and just look at you, what you're doing, because you seem like you would be very lost in your world. I'm very, very sure of that, because this looks like somebody who's looking at you, but you're not looking at them. You're not very, you're not searching or looking at the very next person who's going to approach me. You're just very busy with your own stuff, and you're just busy because you're happy being by yourself. You're happy with yourself, right? Ace of Swords is also the energy of, when I look at this spread together, I just definitely feel like whoever the masculine would be, if that's you or your person, the future one, they would be striking up a conversation. They would approach you. You wouldn't have to be, shy and dropping hints. They would just take the opportunity, and they would want, and the more that they would get to know you, they would just know that this is someone, that they can see a long term relationship with, and they wouldn't want it to end. They would, I feel like this is someone that you would start catching feelings for pretty quickly. How would they perceive you? Almost like, what would they think of you? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Star. I said opportunity. Three of Wands. They would see you as pretty high maintenance, like not pretty high, but definitely someone that has good standards. And like these days, I don't even know, like, standards are below the belt these days, so I'm not sure, but you get my idea, right? This is someone that who would have to adjust themselves according to you, especially if they're the man. This is a very, again, by the book kind of a meeting, a relationship where the man is the leader, they're pursuing, and the woman is the one that is not purposely playing hard to get. I don't think you would rush in, but you would definitely be intrigued by them. You would like them. They would have a great sense of humor. And I think how they would perceive you as is someone that's pretty closed off. You don't open up that quickly. A little bit guarded. Definitely very, very beautiful, Aquarius. Beautiful. They would love your face card. They would love your face. I think they would keep hoping that they, either if they don't get your number or something like that at the first go, a little bit, like the feminine energy over here would be a little bit guarded or like hard to get or playing hard to get, whatever it is. Like those three can have the same undertone, like you're playing hard to get because you're guarded or you just don't want to give in that quickly, right? So there's almost like this person would just hope that they bump into you again, or they get your number the next time they see you. It's like the beginning of a fairy tale or a story or a romance. Like it just falls in place, and it's very like googly and blushy kind of a relationship that I pick up. And you would really have a good emotional compatibility is what I'm hearing. Like you get them, they get you. You don't have to say something 10 times to get across their head. It's like, because it's a clean slate. So it's easier. That's what I'm seeing. It's a clean slate. That's why I really think that this might be a newer person. This person could also be an Aquarius. They would be more cerebral than passionate. So they might be a sapiosexual. This doesn't seem like someone that would be lustful. I don't think this would be someone that's lusting behind you. Being mesmerized by somebody's beauty and looks is a different thing than objectifying them. I don't see that happening, mainly because of how you conduct yourself, generally speaking. So I feel guided to pull out my cards, the other deck, and pull out a few advice cards for you. Excuse me. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Hangman, Piscean energy, first of all, don't try to figure out who this is. This is not your basic type, the one that you're used to. It's going to be unexpected when it happens, because there's divine timing and the divine knows exactly when to bring this together. The perfect timing. Second of all, you don't have to worry about pleasing this person. You just have to be yourself. They would just have eyes for you. So it's like this energy of like, I can't do any better. Literally. You just gotta let it flow. Just know that this reading found you and you're on the right track, and you don't have to do anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know what's best for you. Just keep doing what you're doing. Take care of yourself. Work on your money, whatever it is. Just do you. You're doing good. You're doing very good. You've got this. I'm gonna take out one last card. Miracle. Sometimes like you gotta love like how one after another spirit is just keen on giving you the same message, right? Are wings of light surround you and those you love. The current situation is governed by a higher power. The forces of love are at work. All will turn out well. Okay? Pile number one, this was your reading. I'm going to leave this reading over here. If this was helpful, Please hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon. Do check out my second channel. It is down in the description box. The link is given down in the description box. I post other pick a card spiritual readings. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I am going to see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the card of Neptune, this is going to be your reading about what's coming next in your love life. So this seems like a very strong no contact pile. This seems like you already have a person in mind that either you want to be pursued by or you want to pursue them. There is like this energy of cat and mouse. I think both of you are under the impression that the other one is not that into them. Therefore, there is this feeling like I gotta play it cool or I gotta play it a little bit hard to get, because I don't want to be taken advantage, or if I don't want to be seen, I don't want to be seen as someone that's simping behind them. Almost like you both just don't want to feel like I'm the first one making that move. And it does come across as ego, and there is ego, but underneath that ego there is fear that I put myself on the line, I show them how I feel and they don't reciprocate. But the thing is that you already know that they feel that, and that is where Neptune comes in. Neptune is all about illusions. Neptune is all about smokes and mirrors until the glass breaks, basically. So this is like, Seven of Cup energy. This is like all about illusions. It's not exactly like a test. It's not a test, but it's something like you've been taught how to see beyond it. And the illusions that are over here, ironically, are just your own, in the sense about the way that you feel about yourself. That is where there's the irony, because it's not about the other person. This is, you think that the other person might not be that into you because you've somewhere put them on a pedestal, or you just somewhere have this belief that you're not worthy of love. So your self-worth is being tested. It's not like the universe wants to test you. It's not a game, but it's just a way of saying that, you're understanding that you're not unworthy of love. But what corrodes this whole situation of being in separation is the fact that you're projecting. Okay, so it's like you're just thinking that, oh, they're not coming forward, they're not telling me that they love me and things like that. Why should I? They could also do the same. So there's ego clash over here because of the fact that you're actually just scared. Both of you are scared that, I don't want to be the first one to just be vulnerable. This is, yes, there is a level of vanity involved where you don't want to put you don't want to initiate it, but there is fear that is influencing the both of you at this point because of Neptune. It's like once you see what it is, you will realize that there was no need for that ego clash. If for example, if you had a gateway to this person's mind and their heart about how they feel about you, and vice versa, you wouldn't feel so scared because the feelings over here are so mutual. And I hear from spirit that what comes ahead is an opportunity or a reconciliation or Somewhere it does depend on the both of you how you play. Oh, grief. I said play. Yeah, I wanted to say like how you take charge of the situation. Um, Somewhere it does depend on both of you how you really manage each other, because the both of you are a spitting image of each other. It's almost like if I really had to narrow it down and annoy you with this, it would be that what you don't like in them is what you are. So if you don't like that they're silent, if they're avoidant, if they're hiding their feelings, if they're not initiating, you're all those things. And during this time when you're away from each other, you're unlocking I'm hearing so much power because your past, and this goes for both of you, you're unlocking so much power because your past has been internalized in such a manner that it tells you that you're no good. Um, this can talk about having partners in the past. I feel a little bit short of breath. You both could have a lot of anxiety because this connection is really hitting the core of those wounds. So, Spirit, can we narrow it down? Because they're giving me like three, four messages together. This gives me that in the past you both have been with people, and I keep hearing the word naivety, not knowing any better, operating out of your trauma and what you think you deserve. It's like, the brain has been programmed in a manner. So, first thing about grief is that we keep grieving what we didn't have, what we deserved, once we realized that this was bad for us. So there's a level of disgust when it comes to your past. You're kind of like, why would I put myself through it? And this requires a lot of compassion, it requires a lot of grace with yourself, that you don't belittle your past self, because it is the bridging gap between um, who you used to be, where you started from, and who you are today. You can't nullify your experience according to your preference. You learn to accept yourself as a whole when you do. You can't be nitpicky or cherry picking the parts of your past that you like and suppress the rest of it. So wherever we feel a level of disgust, oh, I was involved with that person. Oh, I let them treat me like that. Oh, like that was shady is the word I'm hearing. It's like all those parts of you, you're kind of making them feel alienated. Like just because I'm not that person today, you're kind of like judging that version of you. So that judgment could have resulted in suppressed emotions. That could have resulted in you not understanding that this is how you were brought up. So it was not your fault. Again, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Pile number two, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you were brought up like that and life turned out to be like that, and um, you had a difficult childhood. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that you were made felt like you're unworthy of love. It's not your fault. You were a child. So your parents can only meet you till the level they have met themselves. and they have done the best with what they can. One of the most intimate relationships we share is with our parents. Not because we just came from them, but because we've seen each other's deepest parts, not of just pain and aggression, but we see who they are, why they are, because we're a product of them. We basically come from them. We have the same attributes. So, the most that you're trying to understand is also grieving a childhood where you didn't have that stability, where they couldn't do any better. They were a victim of the same thing. The only difference over here that I see is that you are fortunate enough to experience a connection that actually brings real love in your life. A lot of people don't even get to experience that. They don't know what real love feels like. A lot of people are just floating through the surface of what they think love is, because again, they're just in this autopilot mode. But you're different and you get different opportunities than your parents if you realize it. If you get the opportunity in life to create a life that is authentic to you, if you get to pick the career that you want to make a livelihood out of, if you get to decide when you want to settle down in life, if you get to travel the world, there are so many things that you get to do that they didn't, which maybe if they had experienced the quarter of it, they might have been a different person. It might have brought them exposure, it might have changed them. But it seems like I'm talking to someone where you come from a conventional background where everything was laid out for them by their parents. They had to get this degree, they had to get these grades, they had to settle down by this time, they had to have kids, they had to do all of this, what they were instructed. They didn't have the audacity to question anything. They just were told and they had to deliver. So I'm not nullifying your experience, rather, I'm just trying to bring a little bit of a positive influence over here, which is not bad if you think about it. You are lucky and you need to realize this. We don't always get to understand our progress when we are looking back at ourselves, but when we look back at a previous generation, seems like the message. It's like when you look at your father or your mother, you look back, you look at where you started from and how far you have come. So when we try to see how much we're doing, how well we're doing, even at a very minuscule level, this tells us that we are good enough, we are worth it, we are doing things that other people have not been able to do. So why do we ridicule ourselves? Why do we diminish ourselves? Why do we make ourselves feel like we're not doing enough? Why do we make ourselves feel like it's impossible to have a humanly moment to? You can definitely be grateful for all of these things, but in conjunction with, you can also have grief for the fact that you deserved better. That is how life is. You can't have a linear view at life. Life is not black and white. There's always something that is a little bit missing in every person's life. If you look around, somebody or there's a couple that you see that looks perfect. If you dig deeper, if you get closer to them, you will see that there's something that they don't have that you do. That is just how life is made. That is the reality of it. I'm going to take a pre-shuffle card, come back to what is next for love in you, okay? We have fire element, desire, 37 reduces to 10. This is Two of Wands energy. So I see something, I see some sort of change that comes in you. It's like if life was feeling sluggish, you were in a hermit mode, or you were just isolating, or you were really deep in your wounds. You know, it's like even if you're doing your day-to-day thing, you're going to work or you're hanging out with your friends, there's a part of you that is reserved to yourself that is constantly processing something, thinking about things, thinking about this person, thinking about life, thinking about destiny, fates, how things aligned, kismat. So basically, you're thinking a lot about how things have panned out, and there was a reserved part within you which was constantly seeing things align in a way, almost up to the point you met this person. This is a very similar energy to your person. There's so much mirroring over here, which before you may have taken this connection lightly, before this person may have taken this connection lightly, you were like, yeah, this is probably strong attraction. I'm very attracted to them. Or, oh, maybe I really like them. Okay, I think I'm catching feelings for them. Then there's that resistance because you're like, no, I don't like how love feels. And then slowly by slowly in this separation, you have learned to tame those demons. In a sense, you have learned to, you've tried to run away, you've tried to cut it off, you've tried to escape, because Neptune is about a slippery slope of escape. It could be that in the form of escaping from this connection, it could be that you're escaping from reality in thoughts of this person, in thoughts of this connection, fantasizing too much. However, it opened a gateway to seeing things differently, some things that we didn't realize, some things that we didn't pick up on before, because also of the fact that we are not scratching the surface over here. Through this connection, I heard a very weird message that if you have not experienced this yet, you will. Like a connection like this, or this, whatever I'm about to say. Somewhere you're, I lost my train of thought. Because you're not scratching the surface, and this connection has opened a doorway to your heart, to somewhat of your more philosophical side. And I think that this relationship's propaganda was more to connect you with who you are, and the intensity and the seriousness, and it's like kind of like not superficiality. Sometimes we become a little bit stale in life. We're not feeling things as much as we can. There's that line, I don't know, what does it say? Feeling pain so I know that I'm alive. Something like that. It's like you kind of felt the depth of it, and you felt the love through it. It was like we were just living a little bit on the surface level. And this doesn't mean that you're not a deep person, you're not emotional, or you're immature or something like that. We were just floating through life. And then this connection finds us, and we're really hitting the depths of ourselves. So that is what I keep hearing, that you're very lucky to experience that. Oh, this does say philosophy. So now that I think what has happened moving forward, and there's a timeline of a month, which makes me feel like your climax with this person, like resuming communication, talking to them again, bumping into them, something like that, it resumes from this overly individualistic processes where the both of you are doing, solving things, grieving things, processing emotions, healing, alchemizing on your own ends, where you get to talk to each other and give this a go at in such a form where it's pretty honest. This says honest approach, which tells me that it's a little bit in the future, but it gives you that opportunity to ground this, to talk it out. So because now we're not scratching the surface level. Now when we talk to each other, this is going to be more about being vulnerable, or being at least open, or knowing that there doesn't have to be an ego clash because our hearts have been warmed up. So we have magic. I am not underestimating my own magic anymore. Number 8, power, beginnings, transformation. So you definitely have a soul contract. By that I mean that you were destined to meet them at this specific time, at this point in your life, whenever whatever is happening. This is not by coincidence. This was pre-planned. This is not, again, coincidence. It didn't happen by mistake. You already know that. And this connection comes in as something that ignites you. Um, there's just this feeling of being special over here. It's like not only do you recognize that you're special, but you finally find someone that sees your unique qualities, like you're a person that a lot of people see, they look at, you're beautiful, you're good looking, but do they really see who you are and how fantastic you are and what your little quirks are, what you're made up of, and do they genuinely find you interesting? Like, that's what I see. This person, they are very intrigued by your life. They are very intrigued by who you are. They want to know you, and they want to know your pain. And as much as they're attracted to you, there's almost a sense of um, softness. I see this person being gentle with you. I see them being like, they you don't always feel like this for just anyone. There are certain special connections that we have with people, where we just relentlessly drop our guards and we feel something so soft for them that we just want to take care of them. Um, there's this thing that happens that you can't force vulnerability in life, right? Um, your body just automatically knows who it can trust and who it feels comfortable around. Um, and there's this sense of this person feeling like I want to know your pain and I want to only help you heal, and I want to be somewhere my best self, that I don't hurt you. There's a level of dedication that they feel just towards you. There's a level of, the right word would be devotion, but I am getting specifically dedication. Dedication is a sort of choice, you know, it's like a commitment. So they're dedicated in, they just have this thought pattern I keep picking up, that they don't want to hurt you. I just sense something very special about this connection, special about you in their eyes and them in your eyes. You're very special to each other, is what I feel. You just see that, It's like when they say that your attention and your energy is what makes them special. This is it, but not in a negative manner. Um, it's like looking at an art piece, and you know that every person has their own interpretation of art, their own understanding. So they're looking at you with their own understanding, and they find you very beautiful. They may be stalking you. Um, you're not that aware of it, or you're just, in their eyes, you're just busy doing what you want to do, and they see you as a very passionate person, someone that is driven by, you're an outside, what do you call that, you think outside the box, but you're very passionate. It's something like very magical that I pick up over here. Yeah, we have magic, right? Sometimes I'm just saying a lot of things and I'm not even looking at the cards. um and then they tell me to look down. High priestess, so a spiritual connection that they feel with you. They're not telling you this. I don't think even when they will talk to you, this person has a very silent energy. They would just like to be around you and consume your energy. They would just like to consume. There's always that one chatty person and one that's a listener. It seems like they want to listen to you. They want to absorb what you have to say. They feel that you have a lot of strength, you have a lot to say, and they definitely feel that your pain has a story. They want to see where you emerged from, where you started from, what is your origin, what changed you into this person, what made you this person. My bad. Eight of Pentacles. This is a desire to have an effortless relationship. This is also the energy of High Priestess with Eight of Pentacles. It didn't take you something or a lot to fall for this person. It's almost like this connection just fell in your lap. And how lucky are you to experience that? Because it's like, I feel like a few of you might I knew it, disagree that it's a painful one, but these are the kind of relationships and connections that people write songs and poems about. Love is not always about a happy ending. Love is about how it changes the other person. Love is about how it brings that person closer to God. Love is about how you find yourself. It is a beautiful thing, especially it's the purest when it helps you find yourself. A real soulmate will always push you in a trajectory that helps you find yourself. I want you to know that nothing is set in stone. As much as this reading is about the present moment and it doesn't offer you a lot of insight into the future and how this connection will turn out to be, you got to know that this is partially in your hands. Of course, it takes two to tango, but it is also in your hands. And in the future, I see a lot of healing that takes place, a lot of effortless healing. I don't see bickering and all sorts of things like that. You're struggling with each other. No, it just brings out a different version of you. That's what I keep picking up over here. I'm going to take this card in the reverse. Oh, we have Devil in reverse, Capricorn, I use. So, which one is it? So, this is like this connection changes you again. Devil in reverse means that it pulls us out of our own it pulls us out of our own way. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy. I'm hearing that song Love Me by Selena Gomez. This connection teaches you that love doesn't have to be that difficult. It's like it gets us out of our own way. That's what I keep hearing. I just keep hearing that love is what brings us closer to ourselves. True love brings us closer to God. Love is not just about how it ends up. Love is about what it does to the other person. It awakens you, to the depths of your soul. It brings something alive from a very stale, boring, unemotional, unbothered, shallow life. It makes you feel something and it completely changes you. All right, pile number 2. I am going to conclude this by pulling out an advice card for you. Okay. Imagine, clearly visualize the life that you want, feel it in your heart and soul so it will come to be. So, you want to imagine what the quality of life you want, inclusive of everything. You can definitely focus upon this person, but you should also focus upon what is the quality of that relationship, whether it aligns with this person showing up as that. Don't attach the quality of the relationship that you want just to this person. Keep it free flowing. Keep it a little bit more open to that energy coming in your life. So it means that if you open up that energy, it means that it gives this person space to step up into that character for you, if that is what you want. And that energy also allows you to show up as that person. So you slowly by slowly keep changing. Okay, pile number 2, this was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. Please do check out my other channel. The link is given down in the description box. If this was helpful, please give it a like. Subscribe for more. Hit the notification bell so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comments section how that resonated with you. Information for personal readings is given down below. And I am going to see you guys in another one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you choose the card of Virgin's Milk, this is going to be your reading. It's a very strong indication of dark night of the soul. This could have been triggered by the presence of a person that you share a connection with. There's definitely someone that is serving as a catalyst to your transformation. I'm going to take a pre-shuffle card. Chariot, Jupiter return, benefits. So this is the moment of breakthrough. You can see the amount of blues that we have, which talks about authenticity, opening up of throat chakra, which talks about clarity of belief. It can talk about multiple things, but the blue is also reminding me of the water. So this is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That could be you or the person on your mind. This is talking about a process you have already been going through. It's not done yet. I'm going to be very, very honest. If I had to talk about it, it's probably like you're somewhat halfway there, because the Chariot is the yin and yang energy. This is Cancerian energy. Jupiter return benefits talks about you don't see how this is very beneficial for you. The words that are written is exactly what it is. Fortune and rewards, auspicious year, not as bad as it seems, and letting go of control. Rescue from suffering. So I feel like you may be someone that had very short-lived relationships in the past, which is also written over here. And this was mainly because you were scared of intimacy, so you wouldn't let people get that close to you. I think there's a specific person that's on your mind that has completely been a game changer for you. That's the word that I'm hearing. They have open your mind to a different type of world. They could be quite spiritual. There's definitely depth to them. The Virgin's Milk talks about a level of innocence and purity that you recognize within them or in this connection. Um, this could have been that you withdrew from the situation because you had feelings of suspicion, deceit. You thought that this person is fake. Basically, that's what I pick up. Um, you thought that, and that was a clear depiction of honestly how you felt about yourself in some shape or form. I'm not calling you fake, but it's like there was a mask. So the way you were perceiving your world is exactly how you were perceiving other people. And I think that you had to somewhere lose it in order to recognize what you were gaining. So maybe it could be that you were not very enthusiastic about love, and it's like you never really lost this person. By the way, I feel like the connection is very much intact. It's very spiritually progressive. It's very deep. It's very transformative. It's the Scorpio energy, strong sun, moon, rising, Venus. And there's strong Sagittarius in Leo energy over here. So this is a very spiritual connection, is what I pick up. And it has completely turned your world upside down, and so has it for your person. There's a lot of overthinking, there's a lot of activity that goes on at the night time, by which I mean all sorts of mundane and spiritual things, which first thing that I hear is self pleasure. Then it's probably astro traveling, um, not just with your guides or to your higher self, but also like having dreams of this person. You both dream of each other because you kind of feel blocked off in the physical realm. You're not talking to each other, you're just very less communication. A lot of spying on each other, just very hooked and not knowing what to do with all the love that you have for them now. Something happened over here, and there's this melancholy, the star Aquarius. So, what does it say? Hunting, we will go. Okay. You're, or at least your person. I feel like they pretend like they're not looking at you, but they are. It's like a kind of a side eye thing moment that's going on. This is a bird sitting on a skull. Five of Pentacles. Both of you feel pretty lonely without each other. Both of you feel like this is the person that you want, you're meant to be with. This is Five of Pentacles is an abandonment card. So somebody abandoned the situation, or it was just like how it had to play out, so the both of you can feel your abandonment wound. Right now, the pathway is still not clear. Both of you still don't know what's gonna happen here. If I'm being honest, I feel like this healing process is going to go on for a while. Could be a few weeks or a month or two. Not months, I don't think, because you're really deep in the middle of it, almost about to crack it. There's certain things that the both of you need to accept about yourself. Um, After you accept it, that's when you can begin to process the situation. Till the time we're in denial, we can't really process it, right? But you feel something very spiritual, very magical with this person. It's intense. It's intense in the sense you have a lot of desire for each other. Also because maybe the heart chakras had been blocked. So the way in which your body is perceiving it or had perceived it in the beginning was intense sexual attraction, which comes from the sacral. Sacral also holds a lot of guilt, shame, internalized wounds. So this was like, you know how a phone goes dead and then you plug it, charging. That's what I'm seeing. It's like somewhere the both of you were very meh, depressed, bored. There's a sense of functional depression that I pick up. I'm not diagnosing, but this is the energy that I pick up. You're doing your day-to-day things, but you're kind of dead inside. You're just not very in touch with yourself. Very clueless as well. You're not sure what you're doing. You're just doing things, and suddenly you meet someone, and then one day the whole saga begins, is what I'm hearing. Like it just starts in a romantic story in your life, one you can't quite put a finger upon, one you can't quite get out of your head. You're just confused what the hell is happening, and both of you could have resisted this connection like crazy. I see the both of you kind of like talking to your friends about this, being like it's probably casual, extremely downplaying your feelings for each other, but knowing deep inside that you really love them, you really like them. There's no explanation. Um, this could be an acquaintance or just a friend. This doesn't seem like someone that you have explored things with. This is an optional message. It could be that you've been involved, but I don't get the energy of you being involved with them. This seems like it's possible that you haven't even confessed your feelings to this person. Like they have an idea, but they still keep doubting it because they need to know for sure, is what I hear. Again, Pisces energy, the amount of blues that I'm getting over here. Hangman energy, water energy, subconscious beliefs ruled by Neptune. This reading is a little similar to the previous pile, but it's got a completely different undertone. The intensity is very spiritual over here. This is more cerebral energy, even though there's so much water. The both of you are pretty cerebral, intellectual kind of people. Um, you think things through. This is a more maturer energy for some reason. In the sense you're very calculate your person as well. Both of you are very calculative of what moves you make in life. Um, this is not a puppy love. This can change my whole life kind of a love. This can turn my world upside down, which apparently it already has. I think that the both of you know that. Oh yes, it says intellectual Pisces. Both of you know that this is going to happen. You can't run away from it anymore. And you can't avoid this as well. It's almost like I'm hearing that there is absolutely no point in avoiding it, because you can't escape this. You feel really strongly for each other, and there's no point in lying to yourself anymore. So I'm hearing from spirit, let's see what comes ahead. Now that this is in my understanding that there's already a situation we have over here, there's a lot of emotions involved. But the thing that baffles me is your energy intuitively is coming across as very cerebral. You're thinking a lot about things. And then with the star, we have Aquarius. The both of you are not impulsive, you're really, really controlling, and you're pretty hard on yourselves, not on other people. Like two people that are their own worst critics, but they're very kind to other people. Oh, I heard two givers that finally meet, two givers, two people that give a lot to other people but don't really get it back, especially in terms of emotions. Again, pretty mature, evolved energy. It's like you can recognize that there are certain fears that are coming up from your past or your childhood, but you're not willing to let that get in the way. This is what is coming ahead. I feel like this is going to evolve into a mature partnership. Six of Cups in reverse. Queen of Wands. Queen of Cups. King of Pentacles. So we have three people over here. I'm feeling like career might be... There's only two things. Okay, I was about to say there's two things, like either it's marriage or career. Could be that the person you're dealing with is married, or it's the career. And for majority of you, it's just career. Occupies a lot of time. One of you is very, very hard-headed. There's a contrast over here. The one that is the most emotional, intuitive, spiritual, feminine is the one that is the most hard-headed. And the one that is the most intellectual, controlling, leader, masculine like is the one that feels the most insecure. So both of your shadow sides are coming out. So it could be that whoever you recognize with as being more emotional, not in the sense that they're a wreck, they're just very deep. The one that is more intuitive. I dropped a card and it's the Three of Wands in reverse. So whoever this person is, someone that's a little bit explosive emotionally. This is more of a feminine energy. It's actually both of you have feminine, masculine. It's just the type of shadow you're dealing with. So you can see with your intuition whether you're the Queen of Cups energy or whether you're the Queen of Wands energy. This is gender non-specific. It's just showing up in terms of energy. I'm getting hiccups right now. You know what they say? Like, I think this person really misses you. So I just saw 444. Whoever this person is, the one that's more intuitive, empathetic, the dominant energy is feminine energy, but they're very stubborn. There's one stubborn person. They do this because they want to protect themselves. The harder the shell on the outside, the softer inside. The other person over here, they have more of a dominant masculine energy. They are well respected and they could be extroverted. They have a Leo kind of a quality, of course, with the Wands energy. They're very well known, or they have leadership qualities. But internally they struggle with their self-worth. So the shadow attributes that are coming out is one person having to let their control issues go, other person having to work on their self-worth. This is what I see coming. Realistically speaking, this is not going to be happy for you right now. I'm not saying this is how it's going to persist to be, but this is somewhere where you still struggle, and the Six of Cups energy is also somewhere where you miss that person a lot. You feel a soulmate connection, but there's a sense of yearning for each other, wanting to be around with each other. And both of you, what's common between the both of you is the King of Pentacles energy. Not going to act impulsively. You want to know when is the right time. Both of you are looking for a real relationship. You're very fixated on the practical aspects of your life. You both care about how you come across in society, how your family finds the other person. And I don't think that there's anything that is a problem or less in the other person, or something that is like a deal breaker. It's just that the both of you are your worst enemies. These are two individuals that have given a lot of themselves in the past. They feel every emotion, but they just know which one to act upon. And right now, both of them don't know if this is the right time to act upon it. And I feel like if we talk about it from a holistic perspective, holistic view, this is just things not being ready yet. It's not the time. That's what I see. Um, Again, with the virgin's milk, this is like, I still got love for you. I have no bitter thoughts. If anything that comes up is actually coming from my past and my childhood, both of you keep reprogramming your brain, especially with the feminine energy over here that I pick up. There's a lot of crap in their head. Um, Probably their view towards the opposite gender is quite tainted. And the masculine and more masculine dominant energy is someone that just struggles with their ability to please the other person. It's very interesting. They're telling me not to comment on it anymore because this will become vague if I go any deeper, considering this is a general reading. So, the next card that you have is the Alchemist, Empowerment, Pain, Sorceress, 39. Oh, I don't break that easy anymore. Instead, I use things as fuel. So, I'm telling you, the both of you are. I like you both. That's what I would say. Because this is the energy of two people that are pretty mature, and then the thing is that the way I see you is not how you see yourselves. The both of you are so zoomed in. This is wrong in me. This is wrong in me. Oh my god, I'm seeing this. Like, it's kind of like your self-awareness kind of kills both of you. That's why you're your worst enemy, because you're always picking out, I don't know, do you have like Virgo in your charts? Um and Scorpio, this is like, when I go in, I go too hard. Like, I just don't know how to hit the brakes. Like, if I'm in, I'm just in, and I just keep going in, and I have no control on myself. Like, that's a good trait to have. That means that you can remain committed to things. And you sometimes tend to overdo things, like, if you're working, you're overworking yourself. If you're doing work or introspection, you're too introspective, like you're kind of driving yourself crazy. So there's like no level of balance that I kind of pick up over here. Sounds like a dangerous pair up with the Virgo and the Scorpio. I feel like the and this doesn't have to be that zodiac sign, but the feminine, more dominant feminine energy gives me the Scorpio energy. They're very, very deep, and if they sense something because they're intuitive, they just get very spooked, and then they're hard-headed, and they kind of make their head up about somebody, and then they just don't listen to that other person. And I feel like with the Virgo person, they take everything too personally. So you have to kind of figure out which one's yours, because it will help you navigate your situation. They take things too personally, and then they start self-criticizing. So this is like, if you don't, well, I don't think you're not compatible, but it's like, if you don't let your shit get in the way, it's like a recipe for disaster, because one person won't listen, and the other one will keep taking everything personally and internalize it as their fault, and therefore resulting in probably a lot of damage, especially to this more dominant masculine energy. It's going to really infect their self-esteem, right? They're going to think, and if they've had people like that in the past that have always blamed them, no wonder this person is having to unpack so much that they've internalized, because people have not accepted their mistakes and completely made them the bad guy. However, I see a positive silver lining, that this person who has the more dominant feminine energy, they are very capable of making this person feel safe, making them feel um like they have the emotional depth to listen to every person that's done them wrong, break it down. They're very attentive. So they would love to nurture them. They have a very nurturing energy, and they are not scattered everywhere. They're a very inspirational person. And on the other hand, I feel like the more dominant masculine energy has great leadership qualities that can contain this feminine energy when they tend to feel scattered. It's like they won't get scared of this, scorpionic person's emotions. They would be able to contain them and guide them. So these seem like the energy of more two people that feel like. They have anxious avoidant traits, and they're developing a securer attachment style. It's like this is the next step where you become securer, and um I feel like this can work out really well. And when I say that, there's always this understanding and benefit of the doubt that you've to give not just to the other person but yourself and the relationship together. That you have to learn how to tailor make that relationship, because it takes um, hard work to keep a relationship in your life. All these fairy tales about effortlessness and things like that are good, very good. But practicality hits different. You have to learn how to work around each other's triggers and quirks and wants and needs and create that relationship. That's what I pick up over here. I don't think I need to tell you all of that, but just a reminder, I guess, of what's important over here. Like, both of you have great potential to be with each other. This is just like, this is like, that meme that floats around, the girl who's never been treated right and the boy who's never been loved. I don't know. This seem like, I think that sounds like two sides of a coin, but it's like this person has not been treated right and the other person has not been understood. Both of them have great qualities that can create compatibility within each other. It really just depends on how the situation plays out. Career is important. You may be in your prime age. Um, and I don't think that career is a problem over here, because this shows that the both of you are committed to taking care of yourself. There's a good amount of independence, but there may have been a trait developed of hyper independence because you gave too much in the past and you were like, oh, this is shit. Why do I invest in other people? So a lot of things happening, but it's not as bad as you think. Okay, it's not that bad as you think it is. I think both of you are doing really good. Just get the hell out of your head. You don't have to do much, okay? Just trust what is taking place and be a little nicer to yourself. Are we gonna get a card? No, they said no. Straight up. No. I'm gonna pull out advice for you now. The Knight of Cups. The Devil. Ten of Pentacles. I don't know what you're worried about, but it seems like a waste of time. Honestly. I want you to know that this person is not going anywhere. This person doesn't jump into relationships here and there. I mean, 99% of the time, yeah, this is the energy that I'm picking up. That 1%, I can't say if your person gets into a rebound, because clearly they're not over you. I see grit in this. I feel like I just need to reassure you that this person is of character. I see grit in this person, whichever one you are. You can trust them, okay? I just think everything that you make up in your head is because of your past, and I completely understand that. You're not crazy. You have that for a reason. You want to protect yourself. but don't fool yourself out of a good partnership, something that can last a long time. Ten of Pentacles, the Devil, Knight of Cups in reverse. Your fear of commitment stems from the fact that I might pick the wrong person again. That is something I can't sell you upon. That is something you figure out with trial and error. Because if you are too quick to judge another person, you feel like an idiot. Um, because you think that, wow, I have a connection and I want to explore it, right? So please explore it. That's what's coming next in love for you. It will bring out fears of commitment, but I think that you shouldn't rob yourself out of happiness because of what happened in the past. One more card. Sacred space. We, your guardian angels, surround you with emerald gold, rose pink light. Surrender your concerns and worries. Enter the sacred space of love and healing. Give yourself time, okay? Don't rush this process. Give yourself the time that you need. You need time to get over your past, and it's completely fine. Like, this person is exactly how I describe. They will not. Again, the word that I keep hearing is they're not going to be stupid enough to just be like, oh, you wanted time for yourself. Like, I don't want to talk to you or something like that. Like, this is not a kiddish analogy. This is, you gotta have more faith in the other person. You gotta have more faith in the feelings that you have. They are there for a reason. You gotta have full faith in humanity. You gotta have faith that there are good people out there and you can trust again and you can love again. And I just heard like somebody's gonna catch your vibe and they're gonna love it. You don't have to change. You don't have to alter yourself. You don't have to do anything to be more likable or lovable at the very least. Okay. Pile number 3, this was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. Please check out my second channel. The link is given down below in the description box for all different spiritual readings, different topics that are not romantic. If this reading was helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm gonna see you guys in another one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 4. If you chose the card of glass, this is going to be your reading. I'm already hearing a song. It's Love Me by Justin Bieber. I heard if it was a situationship. I'm gonna take a pre-shuffle card. We have Aquarius, Star Energy, so I think that you have specifically observed a lot of this situation that I feel like you already have a situation with a person. You have I heard bondage. Now this doesn't, it's probably a sexual innuendo, but this is almost like a sense of being tied to one person, feeling like you just want to be with them. And so far, it has been difficult to let go of this person. It has been a challenge, not one you voluntarily wanted to participate in. You were trying to keep this, one of you was, or both of you, was trying to keep this non-emotional, not dramatic, not very influential on your life. You were trying to keep a specific level of balance. that over time became difficult because you were getting there was some sort of overindulgence over here. I'm not getting, I'm just not getting the exact energy. It's very vague. Basically, all in all, this seems like something that you were not expecting to have. You were trying to wing it. King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Wow, that's a first. So we have counterpart energies. Again, we have air. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with the air signs, sword energy. There's something about the both of you feeling like you're a match to each other. And because the both of you are so practical, it's like none of you knew how to operate with this or take a different approach that is more emotional and it's not so guarded and it's not so consistent of the daily practicalities and you think the same but you're not exactly same in terms of it's like face value you're both pretty different but at the core you're pretty same, you're similar to each other. And there could have been things that were going on in your life before this person's arrival. You had a lot of things to take care of. So I think that both of you had to take some time out to see this situation from a different perspective. That this is like giving me a wedding band, and on the sides there is like so much smoke, misty energy, and then the wedding band almost like it focuses upon a perspective, it focuses upon a vision, it focuses upon what you really want. So the time apart has really served the both of you good because both of you are thinking a lot from a very, very, very mental space, which is good, but there's got to be a balance. Like, you can't, love cannot be figured out with your brain. If you are, it's not good to be too practical in love. It's not good to be too practical because emotions supersede your mental caliber. Sometimes, because the body is more um influential or the body is more informative or communicative than the mind is. Sometimes the mind is a tricky um it's a tricky area, it's a tricky territory, it can be manipulated, it can be suppressed, but the body doesn't lie. The body is more connected to your intuition, to your own truth. So this is like, and I see that there could have been a runner, someone that was outwardly opposing this, which made the other person also turn their back because both of you have strong egos. Like, I'm not gonna cave in. You don't want me, fine. I'm gonna walk off. Five of Cups. The Four of Wands. So, your past was triggered in this situation. Um, I'm gonna be very honest. Um, there's a lot of clearing up that needs to happen. before you can see clearly in this situation. Five of Cups is about lost opportunities, lost, just losses. Um, you're still sad inside. The both of you. I really want to add this. It's not just you or the other person. This is the both of you. Um, crying over spilled milk. And I know I'm not saying it in a sense that you're just doing this just for the sake of being dramatic. It's like it still bothers you, right? It's like the both of you are I'm gonna say that life is different for everybody, right? And maybe there's a reason why the both of you became like this, right? I'm not criticizing that part of you. It's good that you adapted, and you are, both of you are very capable individuals. Both of you have some sort of um reputation and an image to maintain, is what I feel. Both of you are like this because life has demanded this um way of being from you. And it's not that spirit wants you to change that about yourself. It's what I kind of understand is that you need to change that approach when it comes to love. Like you can be all hardcore and stoic and diligent and discerning outside, but like you shouldn't be doing that. It's like you're role playing and you forget when the role ends. In you know you know what I mean. Like it's like you gotta just let it drop when you come back to that person. So this is more like when the both of you, I feel short of breath. The more I'm talking about emotions and dropping the mask, that's when the hesitation comes in, because you're so used to being this way at this point. It's not about the work that needs to be done or you need to improve yourself. This is again that sort of work. I know what I'm saying. This is the sort of work where you let go of the past. This is not the universe testing you. This is not the universe putting you through bullshit where you learn your boundaries, or where you learn what is good for you. No, this is the universe just telling you, please just drop that guard now, because I think that the universe sees where you both come from and how well you would support each other. This king and queen kind of they say a lot on the tarot, in the tarot community, like a power couple, but what does that mean? And I think it's not for the other people. The power couple in my sense is one that seamlessly blends with one another. That sort of couple where two people actually make each other better, and the type of relationship that only makes sense to them. It doesn't have to make sense to another person. That's what I think about a power couple. I think about someone that genuinely makes me happy, or genuinely, it's like being with them makes me a better person. They're that good of a fit for me. That's what I see a power couple. That's what I see as a match. Someone that um, is not just of my own caliber, gets along with me, but genuinely they inspire me to be my best self. I am that happy with them that I am doing that good in life. Does that make sense? So this is almost that sort of energy where you have a loving relationship that fuels you to face the rest of the world. That's almost what I pick up. And I feel that both of you, or one of you, has an estranged kind of a relationship with your parents, or especially a mother figure, which is why both of your soft sides have somewhat dimmed. You've had to dim it because that softness has not been given to you. And often, when we're not given that emotional support, we become very logical, because we are like, we have to get this done, we have to get that done. It's like you're constantly trying to create a safe haven for yourself, and that's where now the universe realizes that this is not, well, you might have to let go of childhood things, but this seems like you're letting go of your past experiences more than anything, in relationships, even in friendships, or just like worldly experiences, that have made you so, you know, hardcore. I said what I said. I'm not going to go back on my word. So with the dreams, this is the same energy that the both of you look pretty different on face value, but there's a level of I don't know, compatibility factor, or just you come from somewhat of the same background. Your life struggles might have been pretty similar. Um, you can get along really well, but if this clearing up is not done, this can turn into a trauma bond, is what I feel. Basically trauma bond, like pain and pleasure. Harmony in reverse. So gifts, wow. With the gift and the dream energy, this tells me that there was of course a purpose for this. um, this connection, or this relationship, or whatever situation you've had with this person, it really disrupted your life. um, you could have been dreaming of this person, but all of this had to fall apart. Whatever, you met this person and then things just went haywire in your life. It was so that you can realign with yourself, your north node, your purpose, or a sense of purpose it brings back, and also your gifts. So basically your intuition becomes stronger around this person. This is that sort of relationship that where two people feel the best with each other. That's what I kind of feel over here. They feel like you've got a friend in me, is what I hear. You've got a friend in me. These are two people that are pretty independent, okay? That's how I see the sword energy. It's like emotionally you can feel a lot of things, but mentally these two individuals um can butt heads. But the thing is that they have not had a chance to be so emotional. They've always there's this energy of like having to grow up really early, or take responsibilities, or not having that comfort. So they became a little bit hardcore. These are two strong, especially mentally very strong individuals. So it's almost like there's this loneliness within them where I feel like it's possible the both of you get a little bit turned off by too much emotions. Like if the other person is pretty clingy, you don't like them, you don't find that very attractive. So it's possible the both of you do enjoy a little bit of chase, and this is not where I want to get into um, talking about your I don't know, your shortcomings or something like that. No, we're just talking about it in a non-judgmental manner. This is where you both of you like a little bit of space in relationships. You like to have a little bit of space to miss the other person, and vice versa. This is not all the time that we gotta be together, but this is not where I abandon you emotionally. How do I say that? I have a life of my own. Basically, you're not going to become my whole life because I've already established so much, or just independence or freedom within myself. But the downside of it, now I'm going to talk about it. The downside of it is that you, at the end of the day, you are craving emotional companionship. You feel lonely. There's this space that you have tried to push away, and as a human it's in your natural biology to want love. There's nothing wrong, so you got to understand that your desire for this person is justified. It's not your fault. You have feelings for them. It's actually great you have got feelings for somebody. um So what's coming next? We have Grand Cross Provoker 47, 11, 2. So this is still growth pains. Okay, this is still we're going through the changes, because the both of you don't have to learn a lesson in a sense that you have to guard yourself against each other, or this person is gonna hurt you or purposely be malicious. No, this is the energy where this phase of your life is letting down your guard so that you can experience happiness for once. You kind of, both of you don't allow yourselves to experience happiness. Very hard-headed energy. It seems like why I feel that this is why I'm reading this energy as the both of you, because we have counterparts. So this really brings the denominator of something being common, which I'm reading it as the cards coming out. Four of Wands in reverse talks about a broken family, or their parents' marriage was broken. Um, so this is like a scared inner child, and both of them have done a phenomenal job of supporting themselves and parenting themselves, but this is almost like you need to have the stomach for joy when you've experienced so much pain. So there's a part of both of them kind of like sabotaging healthy relationship opportunities, or feeling like it's going to turn out the same, or being very used to relationships not working out with harmony in reverse, and kind of being addicted to that pain. So it's not just like, this is that quote where the most difficult relationship is the healthy one after the toxic one. So it's like you don't really have a recognition of how good this can be, or how you can turn this around for yourself with the glass again, the wedding band. This is like maybe both of them also have a fear of commitment. I'm gonna see what comes next. So we have the spirit of tree, number 12, 3, nature, priestess, inner peace. If you're in need of a lesson, there is wisdom in the trees. This really keeps on giving me this addiction to pain, this addiction to remaining in pain, this need to. And hey, I'm not criticizing you. Like, I can totally understand what has become normal for you, but you heal now by reminding yourself that this is not normal. Just because a lot of my life has gone in chaos, fights, dramas, all these things, it doesn't have to be like that. It becomes an addiction. So this is a process of unlearning. That's what I would reduce it down to. Unlearning that pain, um, reconnecting with peace. Reconnecting with peace. Almost like this sense of, if there is no chaos happening in my relationship, does that mean that they're over me? Or like, if they're not constantly hitting me up, or if they're not fighting with you, if they're not insecure, if they're not being possessive, or like, it's like you kind of see the peace as boredom. And again, I want to say it's not your fault, but it's time to let that go. It's time to let that go, so that you have a dream that you want a peaceful family life. You don't want it to turn out like your parents. You don't want it to turn out like how it's been in your family. Then it takes a little bit more of work on you actually being able to grasp this reality. It's like, we're wishing for a peaceful relationship, a healthy relationship, but when we're actually in a relationship, we crave all of these things. Like, we get bored, or we get insecure when things are just going normal, and we're like, maybe they don't love me, because you have been reassured that somebody loves you or cares about you by the constant fights that they keep picking, or the fights that you keep picking. It's like you keep creating situations with chaos just to get reassurance. And for this, we have to dive a little bit deeper within ourselves, because we have to understand that this is not the right way. We have to teach ourselves this is not the right way. You can get all that you want. Another person who genuinely cares for you, perhaps this person as well, can give you all of that you want, but it's really dependent on your tone. It's really dependent on the way that you're talking to them. It's really dependent on the way that you're not jumping to conclusions. It's really dependent on the way that you give them the benefit of the doubt again and again and again. You don't just become defensive because you've experienced something in the past and you're just assuming the worst of them. um it really depends on your body language and the way that you're talking to them. You can't be just accusing the other person, because you're just used to dealing with shitty people, and it's possible that you used to be one of those shitty people before, right? It's not very out of the box to think of that, right? Like it's normal. But now to think that maybe, and now when you look back at it, it's like you can tell that that was a part of you, which is like, this is also a part of realizing that the most toxic relationship you've had has been with yourself, and other relationships have just been a reflection of it. So that can mean that maybe you don't pick those many fights, but you like to be around people that are dramatic. It's because you still crave that. I believe that this all was very important to discuss, considering maybe there was a little bit more need for understanding of why this connection exists, and maybe a little bit of putting a spotlight on what you may be missing out on yourself. This is not something that you consciously do, but you may be um, attracted to it, or you still crave it. And I I say this all with your best interest in my heart, because if I don't, then it's like a stepping stone. You have to take this path to get to the next level. So what comes next? I believe this is all part of the growth pains. I'd be lying if I said this is not it. Chariot in reverse. This is again an imbalanced energy with determination, having scattered thoughts about this situation, not knowing how to navigate it. Most of all, I feel like the both of you just don't trust yourselves, because you are aware of what you do when you come in love relationships, and you're scared of showing that imperfect part of yourself to this person. Five of Cups again. I think this connection would take a little bit more time to actually become something, because there's still a process of letting go of so much. And I think that one thing I would definitely give kudos to both of you is that you don't want to hurt each other, and you don't want to, you want to be your best self around this person. There's a little bit of like unrealistic expectations from yourself, but I think that it's for the best reason. I don't think I would change anything about it. I think that going with the flow of however emotions come out and however the situation is playing out is the best way. Let the universe take the reins of this, let them help you figure out what needs to be done, because as much as you are aware of this situation and you are aware of it now as well, there's still so much more that is kept from the both of you. Two of Cups. I believe one thing I would say is that you don't have to be worried about somebody else taking this person. You have a very special place in their heart. A very special place in their heart. They are pretty non-communicative about it, but they feel like there's something very special about this connection with you, which makes them very, very dearly which makes you very dearly to their heart, which makes you very special to them. And they have a lot of feelings. Two of Cups is again having a spiritual match. You don't look the same, but you are a match inside. I'd say that this is literally worth giving a chance. Nobody's perfect, and to recognize that we are all a little bit, messed up inside. But all of us find someone that we can really, really get along with, and we stick with it, right? No relationship is perfect. We all just learn how to be with each other. Not as in a way that we're tolerating them, but we just learn how to make it work. So many fives, so a lot of changes. Five of Swords, defeat, and judgment perspective. So you still need time because your past keeps clouding this situation. See, Four of Swords, King of Cups. There's so many feelings, but none of you really talk about it because you already know how much baggage you have, or um, you just don't want to bring all that nonsense into another relationship, is what I feel. We have Cancer and Libra. I'm gonna pull out an advice card before I let you go. Queen of Pentacles. Nine of. You're very good on your own, but you become comfortable with being by yourself. That makes you a little bit less prone to collaborating, especially in relationships. You're a little bit stubborn, right? You're like, maybe your past has been in that manner, and it has made you a little bit selfish with your time, and you're like, no, I'm not gonna adjust. Like, why should I do that? It's a little bit of pride over here. So I think a good way to also start working upon it is to become a little bit loose with your brain structure, like you again, there's, like I said that in the beginning, right? Keep a part of that personality, a role play for a specific part of your life. In relationships, you can't keep thinking with just your mind all the time. This is like you're calculating. Um, this is how much, if they made an effort, this is how much I'm gonna make an effort. This is no, this is you're just trying to feel like you're not in debt of their love and their effort. Do things with the freedom of your heart and your generosity. And be okay with a little bit of flexibility. Don't be so calculative and strategic, like they made a call right now, so I'm gonna make a call the next time, or something like that. Let things flow a little bit. Don't grip onto them so much. You can't always keep a tally of who is putting how much effort. This is just your masculine energy telling you that you don't feel free in receiving love from another person. Because if you did, you wouldn't be trying to equal it or create an equilibrium over here, that this is how much I'm gonna do, this is how much you're doing, so I'm gonna act according to it, or um certain things like that. Your feminine energy is something that just allows you to receive, whether you're a man or a woman. Open your heart to receive love and feel like you're not in debt if somebody's loving you. They're loving you because they just want to, you know. So we have two cards. Change. Life is a journey. It would be very unfulfilling if each step was exactly the same as the last, for sure. Because life is always changing, it is forever fresh and new. Allow yourself to allow your life to unfold gracefully. Be grateful for what is and forever will be. Precious gift. Friendship, family, love are precious gifts. Do not lose sight of what is most important. Okay. Pile number 4. This was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button. Subscribe for more. Hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. I have a second channel for all spiritual things and pick a cards. Link is given down below, so do make sure to check it out and subscribe. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I am gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye.